this works. And everything is probably going to be stinking backwards. But it might just be what we have to do for tonight. It's been that kind of night already, right? Everything is backwards. Anybody hear me? Anybody? Is there anybody out there? Hey, can you hear me? Hold on. Hold on, Elijah. Give me 1 second, bro. Let's see if we can get this stinking audio going, man. Is everything, I don't know. All right. Can you hear me? All good. Okay. All right. We're going to wait for a second. Hopefully this thing does not die out on me. And we'll be cooking with gas. Hopefully we'll be cooking with gas, man. We'll start in just a second. I hate to do it like this, but apparently everything is going to be stinking backwards today. Obviously, it's the first one, so it's going to be all jacked up. I think I get everything squared away, and then I get here, and look what happens. So I apologize for the inconvenience. Man, we're already stinking 21 minutes behind schedule. Oh, my goodness. And you wouldn't believe me if I told you how much time I spent like after getting home from work trying to make sure that this thing went smoothly. We'll get it figured out, man. We'll stinking get it figured out. All right, so audio's good and the video's good. It's just backwards. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So we'll give them a couple more minutes. Just a couple more minutes, bro. And then we'll stinking start cooking. It might have to be just a slightly shorter show because everybody's got to stinking get up and go to work tomorrow. Well, it's Saturday for some of you. Some of you don't have to, man. Good for you. Your boys got to get up and go to work, though. Your boys got to get up and go to work. But that's life. That is life. Let's see. Hold on, man. Just want to make sure that I can see everything on my end because I'm getting some. Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right. Tar Heel Ron's in here. What's up, guys? Oh, man, everything looks pretty clean, too. I like it. I like it. Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and start, man. I apologize for all the stinking technical difficulties. You guys know how I do, man. I always seem to jack it up. That's what I do. But first and foremost, I want to tell everybody that I appreciate you guys being in here, man. It's a stinking Friday night. I know my boy Tar Heel Ron's got to go to work in the morning. So do I. But I figured this was the best time that we could all get together, man, especially before Saturdays and talk about some Carolina football the night before. So like I said, I can't thank you guys enough, man, for hanging out, watching the show. Just it means so much to me, man, because obviously a lot of this stuff is time consuming, but I love Carolina. I love Carolina sports. It is obviously, as you can see, it is who I am. This is what I do. And I try to do my best for you guys, man, to put together a good product and everything. And sometimes, like today, it is a disappointment, so I apologize. But without further ado, man, I want to talk about some Carolina football. If you're in the live stream right now, do me a favor, man. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. Whether you're a Tar Heel, friend or foe, I don't care. We're gonna have a good time, man. And we'll talk about some Carolina stuff. Eventually, I want to make this a call-in show, by the way, too. But I can't even stink and get a regular live stream in, man. So, baby steps, baby steps. So, just some quick side notes, man. Shout out to Big O and Willie Lampkin. They were named to the preseason All ACC team, so that's pretty cool. It amazes me that Willie Lampkin, a 5'11", probably 290-pound dude, made the All Atlantic Coast Conference preseason team, bro. That's amazing. And this is kind of like a sidebar issue or ordeal, man, but that just shows you that you can accomplish anything, bro, if you literally have the will and the drive to push yourself. Willie Lampkin he's an outlier because not many guys his size would even consider doing what he's doing. So shout out to Willie Lampkin, man. 5'11", 290 pounds. And he was named to the preseason All-ACC team. That is super cool. We all knew Marion Hampton would, right? What's ridiculous is that out of 170 voters, I think it was 41 people left him off the ballot for running back All-ACC. What in the world? That doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even compute to my simple mind how you could possibly do that. The dude rushed for 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns last year, not including the 250, 300 he caught and the touchdown he caught, man. So there were people that left Marion Hampton off of their preseason All-ACC team. Just, the media is something else, man. Just like your everyday media. They can be comical at times, man. And it just doesn't think and make any sense to me. Some of the things, yeah, they are probably state fans, dude. But yeah. So shout out to stinking Big O and Willie Lampkin. What really surprised me about that stinking list, I guess Willie surprised me a little bit. Just because of his stature. There's a lot of individuals that are discriminatory, if you will, against shorter size people, like myself, all 5'7", 190 pounds of me. But, they put Willie on the list, man. Now, what really surprised me, though, is that not one Tar Heel made the All-ACC preseason team, bro. Not Power Eccles, not stinking Cayman Rucker, none of those guys made the preseason All-ACC. No Bryson Nesbitt. Carolina has one of the best tight end rooms in the country. John Copenhaver, Bryson Nesbitt, and obviously probably Jake Johnson's a newcomer, so he's probably not going to get too much love, if you will. But Bryson Nesbitt was left off the preseason All-ACC team. Good night. I think the kid from Syracuse got it. You know what? Okay, I still think it's kind of some foolishness. I mean, just how does that even happen, man? So no Bryson Nesbitt. No stinking Bryson Nesbitt either. But no Carolina defenders on the preseason All-ACC team. Cayman Rucker didn't make it. And once again, Power Eccles didn't make it. That's amazing to me, dude. That is stinking amazing to me. It's just did any of those people even watch football? You leave somebody like Cayman. He's a super senior, and they decided, nah. I don't think that's one of the best defensive ends in the Atlantic Coast Conference. So that kind of made me raise my eyebrows, if you will. But I will say this: that should put a stinking chip on every stinking Carolina defender's shoulder right there. No Cayman Rucker, no Power Eccles, no Elijah Huzzy, nobody. Zero. Zilch. That shows you how much the media respects that Carolina defense, man. I mean, they just no respect. No respect. No respect, man. You even left our best players off the preseason All-ACC team. So I thought that was pretty crazy, man. Just unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. So, but they should definitely play with a chip on their shoulder I know I would. If I knew I was one of the best, man, and you leave me off of it, dude, that is fuel to my stinking fire, bro. I'm in the weight room. I'm staying late after practice. Bro, you're going to get all of me during the football games. 110% for sure. So hopefully that will light a fire under those guys' ass, and they'll play with their heads on fire. Because if they don't feel disrespected, I feel disrespected for them. So, like I said, if you're in here, man, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and definitely share it to your friends and family, man. This will be the first one. We'll get better and better as we stink and go. I appreciate somebody hit that like button for me, man. I appreciate you. But in episode 1, I was kind of like struggling what I wanted to talk about. The thing that I think is really easy, obviously, is the quarterback situation, and we're gonna hash that out over the course of the next month, man. We'll be talking about that over and over and over and over again. But you guys know, a lot of you guys that have been with me for the last year, man, I'm gonna shoot you straight, right? I think that's one of the things that a lot of people at least enjoy, because some of you guys have seen my rants, and you know that I get a little pissed off sometimes, especially when Carolina is not performing up to their potential, which is unfortunately over the course of the last 4 or 5 years, it's been often, right? So yeah, Elijah's in there with Connor should start, man. I got you, brother. and that poll that I put up was like kind of 60-40. It was like 60-40 Connor Harrell. I think it was more like might have been like 55-40 or something like that, because there was a couple of people that had Jacoby Criswell in there trying to start as well. But I wanted to look at this schedule real quick, because I think that this is something that not enough people are talking about. A lot of people think that Carolina is going to have a down year. And I have different opinions. And it's not because I'm a homer. It's not at all because I'm a homer. I believe that this is one of the deeper teams that Mac Brown has fielded. They're about 2 deep at every position. And if they're not 2 deep at that position, the starters are pretty good, right? I would say across the board. The real questions are the offensive line, and can that defensive line get a stinking push? Those are my real questions. I don't have any really disputes on whether Carolina can cover. I don't have any disputes on whether Carolina has options. They should be good on the defensive line. They should have guys that fill the hole and play well at linebacker, despite Cedric Gray going to the NFL. But quarterback and offense in the trenches. I'll put it that way. Offensive line, defensive line, and the quarterback play. But here's the difference, bro. Or here's what I'm going to say about this stinking schedule, because I'm here to tell you right now that when I say Carolina should win double-digit games this year, okay, you got to look at this in a twofold prong. Okay, it's a twofold prong right here, and I'm explaining to you what I'm saying. And Carolina fans should not accept anything less than what I'm telling you right now. You should not accept anything less this year than double-digit wins. And I'm going to tell you why. We're going to go over this schedule real quick. And you know what? I am not savvy enough at this point to stink and put this stuff on the overlay. I'll work on it, I promise, okay? But I got a nice little graphic here. I don't know if you can see this very well, but I'm going to explain this to you. So what I did, before I turn this back around so you guys can look at it, is I looked at, this is all through Inside Carolina, okay, all their rankings, all right? I looked at our schedule, and then I looked over the course of the last 5 years. Basically, I didn't do 2019. I just did 2020 to 2024. And I looked at Carolina's recruiting classes compared to our opponent's recruiting classes. And you will be surprised, probably not surprised, but you will be surprised that Carolina, okay, out of everyone that we played this year, okay, the 12 teams on Carolina's schedule, North Carolina only has 1 team that has out-recruited them, okay? And that team barely has out-recruited them. And we're talking about the culmination of 5 years of talent. And you say, well, sometimes talent doesn't pan out. There's all these different variables. Okay, touche. But here's the other side of this. We have a Hall of Fame coach with a national championship to his belt. And I love Mack Brown. I think Mack Brown is a fantastic guy, and obviously he knows football. But I think that we're at a point where we need to start holding feet to the fire, okay? So I'm gonna put this back up here, okay? And this is right here. I started with Carolina on the top, and you'll see that Carolina from 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, all right? This is a composite. This is transfer portal and also high school guys that have come in per year, okay? This is basically them combined what the class was ranked. Carolina was 16, 14, 11, 28, and 32. All right? That is an average recruiting class of 20. Now, if you look at this, Minnesota, because I put in parentheses, I divvied these up in parentheses, 43.2. That's their average recruiting class. If Minnesota is recruiting the 43rd best classes in the country, and North Carolina is recruiting the 20th best classes in the country, then theoretically, this should not be a big deal, right? This should be, I'm not saying that it's not going to be a stinking close game. That's not what my point is. My point is that we have more talent, and not only do we have more talent, but we have a Hall of Fame coach. So if you have talent and a Hall of Fame coach, those things need to be put together so that you can have an uber successful season. If you have talent and a good coach and you are constantly, not reaching your expectations, there is a problem, okay? There is a stinking problem. We don't have to talk about Charlotte. I got them on there. North Carolina Central, James Madison. Okay, listen. If North Carolina loses to any of those three teams, I know a lot of people are talking about, James Madison. James Madison is a possible, speed bump in the way. No, absolutely not, bro. That is unacceptable. Year 6, Mack Brown, national championship winning coach at the University of North Carolina, and you lose to James Madison at home, unacceptable. It's not going to happen. And it shouldn't happen. And if it does happen, then heads need to roll. Feet need to start being held to the fire. This is not 2019 anymore. It is 2024. And yes, we are replacing some people. But at the same time, we've got 5 recruiting classes. We've got 5 recruiting classes that need to stinking make this thing happen with the coaches that are in place. Duke, average recruiting class, 60. There is no reason why North Carolina should not be stomping them in the ground since Mack Brown has returned. None. 0. 60. Pitt, 51. 51. That's their average recruiting class. Georgia Tech, 46. They've been a stinking thorn in our side for how long? UVA, 55.8. Here's the one school that's out-recruited North Carolina. Now, this is a caveat, too. Listen to me, Tar Heel Nation. Florida State in 2020 through 2022, okay? 21, 21, 19. Guess what? North Carolina out-recruited them all 3 of those years. Do you know what that means? That means that the juniors and seniors on North Carolina's team, okay, were a better recruiting class than Florida State. They're upperclassmen. The upperclassmen were better caliber players as a whole, okay, than Florida State. Now, look, I'll be the first one to tell you that's a tough game. Tallahassee, it'll be sold out. Who knows what time that game will be, especially if Carolina runs the stinking table like I believe that they should. But that's going to be a tough game. That should be a game that we compete in. That's my point. That should be a game that we compete in. And if we don't compete in that game, then there are some other underlying issues that need to be fixed. That's my point. Wake Forest, average recruiting class, 69. This is obviously the total, okay? Transfer portal and high school students. Boston College, 55.4. State, 46. 46 out of the last 5 years, the only time that North Carolina State has out-recruited the Tar Heels is last year. They were 27th in the country, and North Carolina was 32nd. And that's obviously, like I said, the total number of recruits. So, what am I trying to say, bro? What am I trying to say? Felony Shoplifters University. I hear you, Taro Ron. What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that, and people can mock and scoff and laugh all they want. The numbers don't lie, bro. The numbers don't lie. It'd be one thing if we had, Jimmy John as the football coach who didn't know what the heck he was doing, and he just had a plethora of talent, and then, he just didn't know how to put the pieces together. No, we don't have that problem. We have the second best talent on the schedule that we're about to play with a Hall of Fame national championship winning coach. You tell me why North Carolina should not win 10 games this season. Somebody please explain to me that. 7.5. Everybody's saying 7.5. Over or under. Unacceptable. Telling you right now, if we win 8-9 games, bro, unacceptable. It's a deep football team. I don't care how you have to win the game. Win the stinking game. That's the point. That is the stinking point. This is a soft schedule. I mean, we can't overlook this, man. We cannot overlook this. I was looking at like a whole bunch, and I don't know where they're getting these numbers from. Maybe I'm tripping, but ESPN said that Carolina has the 42nd hardest schedule in the country. At Minnesota, Charlotte, North Carolina Central, James Madison, at Duke, Pitt, Georgia Tech. Dude, come on, man. If I didn't love Carolina football so much, it'd be hard for me to get excited for these games. I mean, let's just think and be honest. At Minnesota, okay, Big Ten football. Thursday night, we can all get excited for that. Charlotte, North Carolina Central, James Madison. At Duke, okay, victory bell. But we should be stomping them every single year. Pitt, they're down. They've been down. Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is going to be a decent football team. But we still should not be having the issues that we're having with this team. That's my point. So where is the stinking problem? Where is the stinking problem? Well, that goes into my next point, right? The title of the episode is Soft Schedule. Somebody please convince me otherwise. Please convince me. I mean, people are looking at UVA. At UVA as if that's some juggernaut. Bro, there is no reason we don't go into Charlottesville and handle business. I'm tired. Definitely the D-line determines how far we go. 100% Tar Heel Run. I'm so tired of trying to make excuses for why we did not reach expectations. And this year, my expectations are still high. A lot of it's predicated based off of this. Okay? The numbers don't lie. The schedule is what it is. So I'm expecting big things. I want to see big things. Tired of this 8-9 win garbage. And if we win 8-9 games against this schedule, imagine if we actually played a formidable schedule. Okay? I mean, dude, this is tailor-made, bro. This is tailor-made. I don't care that we got to replace the quarterback. I don't care. It's not a legitimate excuse. Connor Harrell, Max Johnson, and even Jacoby Criswell, they can all get it done. There's no doubt in my mind that we can win with all three of them. I don't even care who it is. Just win the stinking football game. You should win every single game up until possibly at Florida State. Period. So, as we know, the North Carolina Tar Heels have struggled down the road. Started off hot, 6-0 last year, right? I agree, Tar Heel Run. Started off 6-0 last year. And just like everything just came into place, man. Everything came into place. Fans didn't show up. Students didn't show up. The football team didn't show up. The coaches didn't stinking coach well enough. All kinds of things happened. Dropped that ball at home against UVA. Think of that time they had 1 win, maybe 2. Can't remember. Unacceptable. When are we going to figure that out, bro? There is no reason whatsoever. Now, I'm not comparing us necessarily to Alabama and Georgia, but Alabama and Georgia don't lose to UVA. 1 win, Shadow. 1 stinking win. They come into Chapel Hill, bro, 6-0, number 10 in the country, and they hand us our ass. Do you know what that is? That's stinking heart, bro. That's the whole point right there. That's the whole stinking point right there. Heart. Toughness. Toughness, and it has been something that has literally plagued this stinking team for the last 4 or 5 years, man. Why is the toughest team that we fielded, it seems like the 2019 team that stinking went 7-6? Why is that? Won the Military Bowl. Why? How in the world does that even happen? Right? The trajectory is supposed to be up. 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 No, absolutely not. We shouldn't get tired, bro. Absolutely, helicopter man. Good night. I mean, the first 3 games are after Minnesota, bro. You beat Minnesota and you got 3. Listen, Charlotte, NC Central, and James Madison. That should be considered the junior varsity team to North Carolina. They can't even. There's no way they could even compete with the talent that we have on the roster. And when you add the fact that once again we have a Hall of Fame national championship winning coach, and an L right there in any of those 3 games is unacceptable. It is stinking unacceptable, and feet need to be held to the fire, man. There's no excuse. There's no excuse, man. I mean, Shadow, when you look at the schedule, you're right. Now, people will mock at that because everybody, people are so short-sighted. Oh, my gosh, Drake May, Sam Howell and Drake May are no longer Tar Heels, and you think that this is going to be the stinking year? Have you seen this schedule? Have you seen the schedule, man? I mean, it's unacceptable. This is the year. Or heads need to roll. We've been saying that, obviously. But, I mean, good night, bro. Heads got to roll if this isn't the year. Look at this schedule, man. Look at this schedule. We might play 2 ranked teams, and they're both at the tail end of the season. Florida State, NC State. Tailor-made, bro. Please have a successful season, North Carolina. Whoever made this schedule, they must be Tar Heel fans. Because I couldn't have made one any better than that. Carolina plays 2 teams that were predicted ahead of North Carolina. That's it. NC State and Florida State. That's it. All the other teams that were predicted ahead of them, Carolina don't have to play. And people are just so short-sighted with, oh, we don't have Drake May, so there's no way we're going to be okay. Bro, listen, hopefully this team flying under the radar, really does do something to these kids and puts a little stinking spark under them because, this has got to be the year, man. It's year stinking 6. And like I said, you have this soft schedule. Super soft schedule. So what do you have to do with it? You got to win. How do you win? You got to be tough, man. You got to show up, dude, and grind. You have to show up and grind. There's no reason we can't go 10-2 or better. 100% Tar Heel, Ron. ESPN put out a chart that showed how many wins a team would have to make the playoffs. We were at 11. Hey, Carolina goes on 11-1, plays close at Florida State, gets into the ACC championship game, and somehow wins that stinking football game. We're in. We're in with no Drake May, with no Sam Howell. We're in because the team is deeper. And you cannot convince me. I don't care who comes on here and starts talking their crap. Oh, you're UNC. Oh, you guys suck. Oh, da-da-da-da-da. Hey, whatever, bro. You need to start looking at more than just who's under center. Okay? Because the team is more than that. Coach, quarterback play, obviously, it's going to be one of the most important things. But if that stinking if the trenches can get right, bro, we should be okay. It's a deep team. especially at the skill positions. But like I said, you got to get tough, man. You got to get stinking tough, dude. That is what it boils down to. I'll be completely honest with you. I was talking to a buddy at work today about this, man, about the difference in football these days. And we got some guys that'll come downhill, bro. I love watching Stick Lane play. Stick Lane is probably listed at like 5'9", 190 pounds, bro. I doubt it. I bet you Stick Lane is about as stinking big as I am. I'm about 5'7", 190, okay? And he's probably a lot stronger than me now. He's a young kid. He's a safety at North Carolina. But Stick comes downhill, bro. He's a small dude. And Stick doesn't care. That's the type of mentality that defense needs. He puts it all on the line, man. That's what I respect. I love that. I love that, bro. And he will meet you up top. He's not diving for your feet. He is going to lay the wood to you, and he's going to make sure that you remember when that stinking Tar Heel got in your chest. I like that. That's how it should be. Kamen Rucker. Kamen Rucker, if I could just take what Kamen possesses on every play and just put it into every other athlete on that defense, man, we would be one of the best defenses in the country, because what you need is toughness, drive, passion. You know, you have to be what's the word I'm looking for? What's the phrase I'm looking for? Unaccepting of failure, bro. She's beginning to be a UC. I hear you, brother. I mean, you've got to stinking be tough. Elijah said if we have the atmosphere like there was at the baseball game. My chats are disappearing on me. Hold on. This year for the football games, it will help a lot. 100%. Hey, here's the thing. Carolina fans, man, we got to go in there and we got to go in there hot, bro. We can't be looking to our left and right and look, I've done this too, and I'm ashamed of it. Can't be looking to our left and right, you know, seeing everybody sitting down or, you know, not wanting to get loud on third downs and everything. Like, we have got to set the stinking stage, man. Set the tone, bro. Set the tone. A lot of times defenses, obviously, they take on the personality of their coach. Obviously, Mac Brown is no longer young, man. He's an older guy. You know, he's only got so much energy and hype, and I do believe that he's different in the locker room than he is, because I think he's a great politician. He's a great politician. But I'm really excited about Jeff Collins, man. I'm Jeff Collins. You know, all the Georgia Tech fans are laughing and mocking. Hey, bro, his what's the word? What's the word we're looking for? His time as a defensive coordinator is like night and day from his time as a head coach, especially with Georgia Tech. He was a decent head coach at Temple, you know. I think they got double-digit wins one year, if I'm not mistaken. And went to the Super Regional versus WVU, and it was rocking all game. That's super cool, bro. I love it. I love it. And if hey, listen, Tar Heel Nation, tell your friends, hey, if you're loud at a baseball game, there is no reason why you should not be loud and rocking at a football game, bro. We need you. We need you. Got to be loud for the boys, man. Get them stinking hype, man. That's what we need. But at the same token, we need those guys to sell out. We need them to sell out and be tough. We need them to sell out and be tough. They got to go too deep. They got to go too deep, man. I was talking to somebody a couple days ago in reference to, it might have been one of you guys, about the fact that when Carolina and Clemson played, you know, UNC's linebackers almost had double the snaps that the Clemson guys had. Almost double. That's a lot of wear and tear, bro. That is a lot of wear and tear on legs. So we got to go too deep, one, and we got to be tough. We got to be tough, man. Let me tell you, when Carolina finished last season, you know, that state game, that pissed me off. That pissed me off, because I'll be honest with you, bro, and you can tell whoever you want, I don't know that. When I say I don't know that type of nonchalant, I've never played football that way, okay? Never. You know, and I'm not trying to equate my time in high school, you know, to some of these guys that are obviously playing Division I college football. But you know what? there are things called athletes and there are things called football players. And, you know, there were times last year where I wondered if Carolina didn't have more athletes and less football players. Because a football player, bro, does not get pushed around like that. Not get pushed around. Hell, I'm 5'7", 190, bro, when you weren't pushing me around like that. I don't care how big you were, right? Because it's about pride, passion, and toughness. You aren't going to bully me on the football field. It's not going to happen. And I'll say that to this day. 37-year-old Russ the Tar Heel, bro, and laugh it up. You give me a helmet and shoulder pads, bro, and I don't care who is coming up the middle. Guess what, bro? You're going to get all of me. Now, you might run me over, but you will never forget that you got all of me. That's how every stinking Tar Heel should play. I need these guys to have that mentality. I have that mentality as a fan. I need you to have that mentality on the defense, bro. The defensive line. When you're 6'5", 330 pounds, there is no reason why you should be getting knocked into your linebacker's back. I need you to have some toughness. I need you to have some toughness, man. I need you to have some drive and passion. I need you to be pissed off that you stinking failed on that play, and I need you to get into that quarterback's hip the next play. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we got to have, man. We got to have it. And I'm hoping that Jeff Collins has changed that culture over there. I'm hoping that he's changed that culture over there, man. But like I said, when you look at the recruiting classes that Carolina has stinking had, better than everybody on that schedule except Florida State. When you look at how just soft this schedule is, just tailor-made for success. And then you add in the fact that you got somebody at the helm that's got a great track record of doing great things. Bro, it's time. It's time. This is not an off year. This is not a year where we're like, oh, well, if the boys win 7 or 8 games, it's okay. Like I'm telling you right now, I will be raving and ranting if Carolina only wins 7 or 8 games this year. I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed. It will be, I'm telling you right now, with this schedule, Tar Heel Nation, it will be a gross, it's been a long day, man. I've been up for a long time. It'll be terrible. Okay, we'll put it that way. It'll be terrible. I will not accept 7 or 8 wins. As a diehard Carolina fan, I will not. The season will have been a failure. 100%, man. 100%. No reason we can't be elite with this schedule. None. Zero. Zilch. You have competent quarterbacks. You got a big offensive line. You got an all-American running back. You got the best tight end room in the country. You got a whole bunch of older and younger wide receivers on the outside. The offense shouldn't have any problems scoring 28, 31, maybe even 35 points a game. Jeff Collins comes in. He lights a fire under these guys' ass, so we're no longer playing, touch and grab on defense. We're actually attacking people, right? You got, Monachino, who's going to stink in, get these guys. Hey, man, maybe he'll turn Des Evans into Terrell Suggs. If there's somebody who can do it, then it's stinking Monachino, right? I mean, you got everything in place, man, to make these guys great. That stinking defensive line, right? Kamen Rucker, Javari Ritzy, Joshua Harris, the super senior, Des Evans. Bro, they're upperclassmen, and they're highly rated athletes. They should dominate. They should go up to Minneapolis and assert themselves against these guys. There's no excuse. None. And I'm tired of giving these guys excuses. There's none. And it's not just me being a stinking fan. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers, Tar Heel Nation. Right? These guys should be elite, especially against these teams. They should be elite, bro. These should be stat padding games. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. Am I just completely out of here, bro? Am I completely off my stinking rocker? Hey, Kip, I think there's a great reason to be fired up, bro. I think people are sleeping on us. I think people are sleeping on us, man. I think we can compete at Florida State. I still think when you look at who we have on this roster, that when State comes to Chapel Hill, we should hand them their ass. And I'm not just talking about, a 3-point W. They have disrespected us for 3 straight stinking years, and Carolina is the flagship. When they come to Chapel Hill, bro, Carolina should be no less than 10-1, right? We should be competing for a spot to play in the ACC championship game, period. And we should hand them their butts. That's what I see here, man. That's what I see. That's what I see. You say, well, everything's got to work out. No, not really. Not really. Everything doesn't have to work out when you're playing this schedule. Okay? No. There's room for error here. You can make a ton of errors against Pitt, and you should still be able to come out on top of that game. They've been recruiting at an average of 51, the 51st best recruiting class in the country. Their last 3 years, 70, 56, and 56. Carolina can't compete with them. They can't boss them around, push them around. Come on, man. Come on. Tell me where I'm wrong. Somebody look at this schedule and tell me where you should not be excited, in the sense that how many legitimate L's do you say right there? There's no shot. There's no stinking shot. Come on, man. Come on. Oh, that's what I'm saying, Kip. I agree, bro. I agree. All this stinking, and even the State fans, they had one good all-around athletic year. Their baseball team went to the stinking College World Series. Their football team beat North Carolina. I think they finished 9-3 in the regular season. Thank God they lost their stinking bowl game. But, now all of a sudden everybody's on this stinking NC State bandwagon. And you know what? They've picked up a lot of stinking hype on the recruiting trail too. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, bro. I hate saying this kind of stuff. But, I'm a little fired up tonight. I don't even know why I'm fired up tonight, bro. We still got almost 4 weeks until football season. When Peyton Wilson made the stinking comment, until we meet in Doak, I hear you, Montana. No, hey, I appreciate you hanging out, brother. Good to see you, man. When Peyton Wilson made the stinking comment, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, you come to Raleigh because we have culture. Those boys in Chapel Hill don't know nothing about it. Bro, that cut deep, man. That cut deep. Those are fighting words. If I was a stinking football player, bro, man, you would have to pull me out of the gym. You would have to pull me out of practice. I would not. There's no way I'm accepting that. No way. No way that's okay, bro. From your rival? And he's not just talking to you. He's talking to every recruit that has to choose between these two schools. Fighting words, bro. Fighting words. Fighting words, man. And we got to get that back. There was a time, dude, where the defense was different. Ain't nobody called Julius Peppers soft. That wasn't even, that 95, 96, 97 defense, man. Can we get that back? Can we get back the 2009, 2010, 2011? Can we get that back, man? Can we at least get that mentality back? One of the things that I'm looking for this year is, and I don't even know, I feel like, honestly, we're some of the coaching and teaching and everything, we're teaching, for instance, linebackers to catch guys. Very, very seldom do you see, at least it seems like some of our linebackers, meet people in the hole. Like, slide, see the gap, see the back, and just meet them. I want to see that this year. I want to see Power Eccles and Amari Campbell, which Amari Campbell, bro, was filling the hole. He should have got a lot more burn last year. I want to see Amari Campbell meet running backs in the hole. Stand them up. Nah, not here, buddy. Not here. That's what kind of defense I want to see. I want to see little Stick Lane come downhill and just hear the helmet and pads clacking. That's the type of stuff that's going to stink and fire me up, bro. You think that's going to fire the stands up? Absolutely. That's going to fire everybody up. That's what we need. That's what we need, man. And this schedule is tailor-made for a big season. A big season. I've been, you got people, saying all kinds of crazy stuff on some of my old videos and everything, and they saw the ACC one, the one where I, was kind of a little upset that they had SMU in front of us, and people are commenting on there that, Virginia Tech is going to be better, and, just all kinds of stuff, bro, and how Carolina's down. Carolina's down. Everybody's eyes, they're down, bro. Everybody's eyes, we're down. But we shouldn't be. We shouldn't be, bro. That is my point. I'm telling you, like right now, hey, there's 9 people in here. Where is it? Where is it? Show me 4 L's. Show me four L's right there that you're like, you know what? I can see that. That's okay. I'll be able to sleep at night. Show me, please. You ain't gonna be able to find it. You ain't gonna be able to find it. And I tell you what, it's time that we stop allowing the excuses, right? Oh, next year. Oh, we got to figure out, why we're not finishing well. Nah, nope, absolutely not. You either stinking finish this year, or you gotta go do something else. You got to do something else, man. You got to do something else, because we're better than that. We really are. We are better than that. We are better than that. Helicopter man, 100%. And you know what? But here's the thing. Here's the thing I will say. Here's the thing that I will say about that. It is exactly, if you guys go back to my pre-Virginia game, when I made a Russ's rant where I said it's time to win big because Carolina beat Miami. Miami kind of crept back in that game and everything. And they weren't like blowouts like you'd see from Alabama, a Georgia, et cetera, et cetera. And I believe that we were capable of that. And my Russ's rant was, hey, we're winning football games, but it's time to win big. I would honestly just be okay. I'm going to be completely honest with you right now, Helicopter Man. And I agree to a certain extent that Carolina should win some of these games big, fairly big. But I just want you to just think and win, bro. After 3 years of losing to teams that we should not lose to, and watching our season, which was just like, on cloud 9, just come crashing down year after year after year, bro. Hey, just win the damn game. That's what I want to see. And I don't see any less than 10. For sure. You say, what swing games are there? FSU and State. That's it. That's it. That's it. Now, when I did my predictions, my way too early, I had them losing to Georgia Tech at home. And I tell you what, man, Carolina, Tar Heel Nation will be very upset if they have the season that they should have up to that Georgia Tech game and then lose that game at home. It's ridiculous. And Georgia Tech is a talented team, but they're not. When you compare these stinking rosters, okay, when you compare, the pedigree of Mac Brown to Key, bro, it's not even stinking close. When you compare their recruiting classes, 46 overall, to ours, an average of 20, it's not even a comparison. It's not even a comparison. Shouldn't be an issue. You're at home. They don't have as good of a coach as you. They don't have the athletes that you got. Period. Shouldn't be an issue. Shouldn't be a stinking issue. Elijah said, imagine having LT, Julius Peppers, Yeah, look at all these soft dudes, right? Cedric Gray and Dre Bly on the same defense. Why don't we have that mentality now? Why don't we have that mentality now, man? And I think I'm hoping that we do. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I mean, they're at every level. I'd say Kamen Wrecker, Power Eccles, Stick, Jakeem Harris, come up and pop you in the mouth. DeAndre Boykins, if he's in that star, he'll come up and pop you in the mouth. Bro, I'm hoping to see some pad clacking. If any of those boys are watching this right now, hey, your boy wants to see you stinking pad clacking. I want to hear some pops. I want to be in the stands going, ooh, that's what I want. I want to be right here in my living room going, oh, that's what I stinking want, man. Can we get some hits like that? Can we play with that kind of passion? I want to see you get up and flex on somebody, man. That's what I want. And then I promise you that if you approach the game with that mentality, every stinking play, you give it 110%, and you let it all on the line, bro, good things will happen. Good things will happen. Promise you. The thing is, we make the playoffs. We haven't played much. Hold on, I'm sorry. It's thinking competitions. So say we get in as a 10 seed, we might play a Penn State or a Texas and get our butts kicked. It's possible. But, I mean, you have played Florida State. And I would imagine that if you played at Florida State, that's a pretty good experience. And then if you're, let's just say 11-1, 10-2 somehow sneak in like that, then you've played Florida State and State. You've experienced Doak Campbell. And, yeah. But, hey, you know what? At the same time, Elijah, guess what? You made the playoffs. I'd say it's a pretty damn successful year. I'll take it. I'll take it. And if Carolina's, 11-1, 10-2, let's go. Let's go. I'm all down for it, Tar Heel Ron. I'm down for it. If Carolina goes to the playoffs, I'm going to do my best to put in for leave and work. I'm going to do my best to put in for leave and work. Because we don't know how many times that's going to happen, which it should happen more often than it does. I mean, it's just, there's really no excuse. That's my whole stinking point, guys. That's my whole stinking point. We've had year after year after year where Carolina should have been better than they were, and they just squandered it down the stretch. A lot of that has to do with toughness from the players. It's obviously got a lot to do with coaching, and, there's just no excuse. There's none. No excuse to lose to Virginia. There's no excuse to blow that lead against Georgia Tech. There's no excuse to win or lose against Georgia Tech in 2022 at home. There's no excuse. None. And once again, I know that I'm going to belabor this. I know that I'm going to stinking belabor this. It's easy money, bro. That's stinking easy money. Yeah, I know, Elijah. I know. And if they go to the Orange Bowl, man, the only thing that would keep me stinking from going to the Orange Bowl is well, no, I'd go to the Orange Bowl. I would go to the stinking Orange Bowl. Yeah, there's no excuses. That's my whole point. That's my whole point. So the individuals that are in here, and you tell every Tar Heel that you stink and talk to when you're out and about, when you're at work, when you're in the grocery store, when you're sitting on the couch, you're calling dad, mom, brother, sister, aunt, and they say, oh, well, I think that, quite possibly North Carolina's going to be down this year. I'm only expecting about 5, 6, 7 wins. You tell them horse crap. Unacceptable. Look at this. Bring up the schedule. Bring up the schedule. Talk to them about recruiting. What other team would be able to say that they've recruited this well and they got a Hall of Fame national championship coach and, oh, well, I guess we're just going to be a little down this year. Unacceptable. Not a chance, buddy. Not a sting of chance. You can't convince me of that. You can sit over there and pout in the corner all you want. Not me. Not me, because Carolina should be good this year. And there's no excuse. No excuse. Not only should they be good, but their schedule is atrocious. Like I said, if I wasn't just oozing Carolina blue, it'd be hard for me to get excited for this. But I tell you what, bro, Saturday morning when they go and play North Carolina Central, your boy is going to be excited. You know why? Because I get to watch my stinking Heels all stinking day. all stinking day. 10 or 2. Heads are going to roll. I agree, man. If you don't get double-digit wins this season, heads need to roll. I don't care what you've done in the past. Heads need to roll. Heads need to roll. And we need to hold feet to the fire. There's nothing. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. You know, look at the schedule. Easy money. Easy stinking money. Can't convince me otherwise. Somebody please. For all the defectors and, you know, all the haters that are probably going to watch this later, please show me on that stinking schedule. Show me 3 L's that they should be L's. Can't find it. Can't find it. That's my point. That's my stinking point, man. So I'm stinking excited about this season. I'm excited about this season. And I really do believe that Carolina's going to be able to accomplish some great things. And I think a lot of people are sleeping on Carolina, and you know what? Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a stinking good thing. Maybe they'll be 6-0, you know, headed into that Georgia Tech game. And they, you know, they ain't played nobody. They ain't played nobody. Then they should beat Georgia Tech. They get a bye week. Then they go what? To Charlottesville? No excuse, bro. Oh, Charlottesville's hostile. No, it's not. Stop it. Okay? Stop it. I like playing that game. It's a rivalry. You know, South Solders rivalry. I love playing that game. I actually like going up there and watching Carolina in Charlottesville. I think it's a fun game to watch, North Carolina, Virginia. No reason Carolina's better than every team leading up to FSU. Period. If they lose one of those games, they were upset, and then somebody dropped the stinking ball again. Period. Somebody convinced me otherwise. Oh, you're just a homer. Oh, no, man. No. That's not what this is about. It's not what it's about. I'll leave with this, okay? And you know what? There may be some people that say Minnesota. Okay, hey, whatever. First game of the season, got to work out some kinks. They say, you know, Minnesota, okay. North Carolina or Charlotte, easy money. North Carolina or NC Central, easy money. North Carolina, James Madison, shouldn't be a problem, easy money. North Carolina at Duke. Come on, man, we're talking about football. North Carolina, Pitt at home. They're down, should be easy money. North Carolina, Georgia Tech. Might be a stinking tough little game. But you're at home against Tech, and you've lost 2 straight times to them. They've derailed your season. Have some passion and pride, bro. Whoop their butts at the stinking house. Shouldn't be a problem. In Charlottesville, shouldn't be a problem. Then you take the stinking game at Doak Campbell. Okay, all right. It's going to be a tough game. Not going to dispute that. Wake Forest at home. I'll be there. Should not be a problem. At Boston College. Tricky game. At BC in November. But guess what? They've recruited at 55th. Average recruiting class. 55. Carolina 20. Shouldn't be a problem. And then State at home. I don't know what else you need to stinking motivate you if you wear Carolina blue for that game. Good night, son. Shouldn't be a problem. That's my point. That is my stinking point, man. So, hey, there it is. Episode 1, soft schedule. Toughness travels. I don't even know what toughness travels means, man. I saw Lee Pace. I couldn't find the stinking... I could not for the life of me find the article, but Lee Pace wrote an article where he talked to Chip Lindsey, and Chip Lindsey had quoted that. And I was trying to find it, and so I'm like trying to, Google it, YouTube it. I'm like, I love the way it sounds. Toughness travels. I like it. Soft schedule, toughness travels. Is Carolina going to be tough this year, man? I don't know. They should be. So that's where we're at, baby. That's where we're at. I know my boy Tar Heel Ron has got to be up early in the morning, and so does your boy. So that will conclude the first episode. Hey man, I appreciate you guys hanging out, and I apologize for all the stinking technical difficulties in the beginning of this thing, man. I'm glad you did too, Tar Heel Ron. Sorry about all the technical difficulties. I appreciate you guys hanging out, man. And Shadow, to answer your question, brother, Friday nights, 8:30, we are gonna stinking do this every Friday night. Hey, Montana Noel, appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much for stopping by, man. Thank you very much, man. So, yeah, I think it went pretty well. Man. So, love you guys. And, hey, less than a month, bro. Carolina and up there in Minneapolis. And we're going to handle business against Minnesota. You make sure, like I said, man, you go out there and you stink and spread the good word. Carolina is not going to be some stinking slouch this year. And if you got Tar Heel fans and friends, you let them know and you convince them convincingly, hey, 7, 8, 9 wins is unacceptable. And we'll stinking leave it at that. Love you, Tar Heel Nation. And we will catch you on the next one, baby. Go Heels.